As entrepreneurs, we all know how important goals are. We have to have a metric to set to know what we're working toward. And when it comes to launches, that's especially important. But not only is it important what goals you're choosing to set, but also the plan you're making to make sure that you get there. Hi, I'm Jessica Castle, the stress-free launch strategist, and today I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways to ensure that you meet your fall launch goals. I was recently in a Facebook group where a woman was posting about her failed launch, and by that she meant she had a 4.57% conversion rate on her sales page, but she didn't hit her income goals. This is a really common problem in the launching industry where there's these stories about these overnight 6-figure launches and people making all this money from their launches. But it's important when it comes to making your goals that you're choosing goals that are good for you, and also you're making a realistic plan for how you can make them happen. So today I want to share with you 5 things you can do. Plan ahead, take some time, do this in the next week or before you launch. It's really easy. You can run down a quick plan, and at the end of this video I'm going to give you a sample little launch calendar to kind of help you implement this plan. But for now, let's dig into tip number 1, which is to set realistic goals to begin with. Let me lay a little bit of harsh truth on you with some conversion metrics. The common industry standard across the board for all online launches is 1% of buyers. And that doesn't mean 1% of your email list. That's how a lot of people calculate it. And it doesn't mean 1% of your Facebook fans. It means 1% of people you can actually get to come look at your sales page. Now this can vary a little bit with price differences. Under $100, maybe you can see above 5%. With $100 to $500, you're kind of in that 3 to 5% range. But when we're talking about online courses and premium courses of $500, $1,000, $2,000, your conversion rate is going to be around that industry standard of 1%. So when it comes to setting your launch goals, I always work with my clients to set good, better, and best goals. Good means you'd feel great about it. It's worth your time and effort. Maybe that's like your break-even point. Better would be like you're a little bit profitable, and best would be biggest dreams to shoot for in the whole wide world. The reason I like to have 3 sets of goals is that you can aspire to different levels. What I mean by that is that we tend to fall to the lowest denominator. So if you've ever told yourself, hey, I'm going to work out 3 times this week, you probably made it once. Versus if you said, I'm going to work out every day this week, you probably made it 3 to 4 times. By having these good, better, and best goals, and you're always shooting for the best, you put yourself in a really strong position to actually make your launch goals possible. The other thing I'd encourage you to think about when you're setting these good, better, and best goals is to either make them income focused, but I like to make them student focused. So how many students do you actually want to get? Obviously there's a number behind that, but think about the onboarding process. If it's your first launch, you might actually not want more than 20 or 50 people coming in at one time. If you're a solo show or you just have a VA, handling that onboard load is going to be crazy. Versus if it's your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th launch and that onboarding is seamless, it wouldn't matter if you had 100 students come in or 200 students come in. All right, so once you've got your goals in place, now the next 4 tips are really about how you can achieve them. As I've mentioned in another video, one of the most common reasons you won't reach your launch goals is that you don't have enough traffic to your sales page, right? We were talking about that 1% conversion of actual sales page viewers. So my tip number 2 to ensure that you meet your goals is that you use all available communication channels and you hammer your message home. This can be the part of selling or launching that people sometimes feel sleazy about, but I know if you think about it, when your favorite entrepreneurs are launching, you don't see it everywhere, even though that's where they're posting it. With Facebook's algorithms, Instagram's algorithms, the fact that I'm only on Twitter once a week, I don't see everyone's messages, even though they're posting it daily, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. The same is true of your audience. So hammer this message home anywhere that you can. The other thing with this tip is that your communication should be reflected everywhere. So if you're sending out an email to your list that says cart's open, you should also be posting in your free Facebook group if you have one that the cart is open. You should be posting on Instagram, regular Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social media channels that you have at your disposal. If you have any past students who are fans, have them send a message to their friends. You should also be using chatbots if that's something that you have in your budget to work with, or you can get started with MiniChat for free. But have all the available communication channels that you can get your hands on to post this message. All right, once we're sure that we are pushing the word out organically as best as possible, tip number 3 is to highly invest in retargeting ads. Even if you're a first-time launcher or you've got a super small launch budget, set aside $20 to $100 to use simply for sales page retargeting. Once your cart is open, set up some ads that run on Instagram and Facebook that tell people, hey, cart's open, come join, or that bonuses expire or early bird discounts are expiring, some reason that they should come over and check out your sales page. If nothing else, just run these ads for the very last 48 hours of your cart being open to drive some additional traffic there. For these audiences, I want you to be using an upload of your email list as a custom audience, and you could also be retargeting people who like your Facebook page and follow you on Instagram. I'll link below to another video I have about the 3 simple Facebook ad campaigns you should be running that covers how to do all that. The fourth way that you can make sure that you hit your goals is that you follow up with clickers. For this, I mean anyone who clicks your email to view your sales page. If you have ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft Ontraport, something that can do tagging, I highly recommend that you add a tag like a hot lead and the date or interested in program name as a tag when they click. If you're in MailChimp, you can still do this manually, but you just kind of have to go in and see who was the clickers, what links did they click, etc. But it's super important that if someone shows interest in your page, that you follow up with them. I've got a great email template that I like to use that will be in the download below that I'll share with you, but also follow up with them manually, offer them a chance to have a call with you. These are the people who already showed interest, who are your most engaged fans, clicking on your emails, opening them. Definitely follow up with them and see if you can convert them, because you have the best chance of getting those leads into your online course or program. And the final tip I want to give you for the 5th way you can ensure that you meet your launch goals is to have a pre-prepared last-minute bonus or incentive to join your program. By this I mean you go ahead and look at all the bonuses you're already offering, see if there's any other juicy mini courses or PDFs that you could add in, or if there's a way that you could add in an additional payment plan. So maybe your payment plan is 3 months, can you make it 4 months and still be comfortable with that? You don't necessarily have to use this, but I recommend that everyone has one in their back pocket. So if you are 10 people short of hitting your launch goals, that you can change the last 48 hours and 24 hour emails to say, hey, I've added an extended payment plan or this additional bonus. By pre-planning, you don't have to wait until the very last minute and be like, oh, I haven't hit my goals yet, what do I do? Have this already decided ahead of time and emails drafted but not scheduled, so that you can have something in your back pocket to push you over that last little hump right before your launch closes. All right, so just to recap what I want you to do to make sure that you are going to hit your fall launch goals, is I want you to set realistic goals that you know can be achieved based on the science of sales numbers and conversions. The second is that I want you to use all available communication channels to hammer your message home and have a plan and a strategy for how you're going to use every channel, what you're posting, and when. The third point is to use Facebook retargeting ads, even if it's a small budget, even if you've only got the budget to run it for the last 48 hours, to retarget your list and sales page visitors. The fourth tip is that you follow up with anyone who shows any interest in your launch, especially email clickers or people who might privately message you about it. Follow up with them before your launch closes, usually 48 to 24 hours before the cart's going to close. Reach out to those people again. And the fifth and final tip is to have one of those back pocket strategies to get last minute fence sitters over the hump. So have that extended payment plan or that extra bonus ready to go if you need a tiny final push before your launch closes. Like I said, I got a tiny little launch goals booklet that's got a sample social media calendar for how to push that message all over. Got some details on setting those realistic good, better, best goals. It's also got that sample email I said that I like to send to clickers. So if you'd like to download that, there's a link below. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck on your fall launch, and if you have any questions about how to ensure you make your goals happen, leave a comment below, and I will see you next week.